Welcome to the Untitled Traders Group. This is our 30-day stock market challenge, and we are on day 28. And of course, during this time, it certainly has been interesting to watch some of our companies, and the Nasdaq, the Dow, the S&P 500. They have really put a negative outlook on some of our earnings going forward. The traders were looking at fourth quarter, but now we're looking at 2009, 2010, what's going to bring and be a catalyst for moving our market back up. So as we go through our 30-day challenge, it all kind of builds up to the point of what the heck do you do when that opening bell rings? Now, when you're not one of these consistent, profitable traders, you sort of have these mixed emotions about what to do when the opening bell rings. Are you confused about what stocks to look at? When I was beginning and I knew that I had to set alerts, and then the opening bell would go off, and then I would have 30 alerts. How do you differentiate that and figure out which ones you're actually going to watch? And when do you buy in once the market opens? Do you buy immediately? Do you wait? Do you believe in this amateur hour that they call for the first hour? But again, 30-day challenge, Ascendal Traders, what is our thing? Right down here at the bottom, plan your trade and trade your plan. So the way that we do that is by developing routines. Routines for pre-market, intraday, and after the market closes. So let's talk about our pre-market routine. Consistent traders develop pre-market routines to help prepare themselves for the trading session. The time before open is crucial for getting an overall feel of the day's market, finding potential trades, and creating a watch list so that you can not be jumping around and having to juggle certain things. Again, you want to create a plan and trade that plan. So we want to, before the market opens, we want to get a feel for the market. We want to know what the sentiment is. We want to feel how traders with the futures are trading the market. Sometimes we're affected by what's going on overseas. Also, we want to review our open positions. Again, based upon that sentiment, we may need to adjust our stops. And finally, we want to confirm the watch list that we had from the previous night and make sure that we can fine-tune that watch list to identify the potential trades for this particular trading session. So again, market overview, how do we do that? Well, first thing we want to do, as I stated earlier, is gauge the overall market sentiment. Looking at the futures obviously is the first one. Now, of course, I have to give a caveat that futures don't mean anything. They're just a future. By the time the bell rings, they could be something else. But the first thing we want to do is get an overall sentiment. Are the futures down? Are the futures up? We want to look overseas and see how Shanghai's doing, how's Europe doing, see if there's anything going on there could affect how our market actually interacts. I also want to see if any of the stocks that I'm watching have upgrades or downgrades. Check my open positions. I don't want to be in a call, long position, and my stock has been downgraded. And then I also want to look at what the potential market moving news of the day is. Again, is there any earnings coming out today? Of course, we know that the best safe rule is to never hold a stock over earnings. I know everybody has different rules about that, but that's the simplest rule. We want to look at the economic calendar and see if there's any economic data coming out. Also check to see if there's any meetings. Sometimes, especially a lot of the drugs companies have analyst meetings. We have every 6 weeks we have the FOMC policy statement meeting. We want to see if there's anything going on that day so that we can adjust our trades because it may be affected by what's being said. Now what I want to do right now is go ahead and show you a couple places that I go to get this type of. So first on our list is, of course, we have finance. Yahoo.com. There's also finance.google.com. Google is more straightforward data, news. Yahoo is a little bit more softer. They've got more going on in their presentation, the layout. Google is a little bit more straightforward. But this is where I like to go when I'm casually looking for my information. When I just want to kind of get a synopsis of some of the big stories, I go here. But my primary source of information is briefing.com. I have a membership here to briefing.com. and you can kind of see here the different things they have available. But what did we say that we wanted to know? We wanted to know about upgrades and downgrades. Click on that, and I can see what stocks have been upgraded and what stocks have been downgraded. Initiated coverage, and sometimes they just change their price target. You can pretty much notice that all the targets have been lowered. I mean, wow, down to $2. What else we talk about? Economic data. I can see what's going on with my economic data here and see how that affects, again, today's trading action and what's coming in the next day. My splits calendar is here also. Also earnings. You can see the results for the day and who's coming up after the close. All of that's here. I also like to go ahead and check and see what their updates are. Again, this is basically the same information that you're going to get from Yahoo Finance and Google Finance right here also. And also what I really like is their in play. And that's just basically a streaming data feed of the news coming out for the day. So this is my primary source. I go to briefing.com. I do have a platinum membership. You can get all of this in the free membership. Let me be very clear. You can get this in the free membership. All of this information here, all these calendars, upgrade, downgrades, revenue, earnings, economic calendar, splits calendar, all of that is for free. To get this streaming data of news, that is a paid subscription. But a lot of times, and the other difference is with the paid subscription is none of the advertisements are gone. But for a long time, I just went ahead and stayed with the free version. And a lot of times, I recommend that to my friends. All depend upon your situation.
Okay, now that I've taken the time to go read some of our news websites to see what has come out that could affect our trading, I want to see how these pre-market traders are reacting to the news. So I want to look at the futures, and I can't say it enough that futures is just that. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it is an indicator. So I want to look at the futures and see what they are saying about how they're reacting to the news, and I want to see how my positions are reacting to the news also. So I'm going to open up my trading platform and kind of look at some of the pre-market trading, see if my positions are moving against me or with me. And again, at this point, I want to begin adjusting my stops if the news is affecting my trades, my open positions. And then I also want to go back and look at my watch list and again make adjustments upon which way the market is heading. Maybe only follow my bullish stocks to begin with. Maybe only watch my bear stocks to begin with from my watch list as we head into the opening bell.
So to review our pre-market routine, there's a couple things we want to do. First and foremost, we want to get an understanding of the market sentiment by gauging and reading the market news. We can do that by going to Google or to Yahoo, or again, my preference is to go to briefing.com. The next thing we want to do is we want to go look at the futures, and we want to see how the market currently is trading based upon this published news. Now, again, it is just futures, so I can't state enough that it could change quicker than you think because it's not the whole market. It's just a small market of people who trade pre-market after market. But we can get a little indication of what's going on by looking at the futures. And again, people are reacting to earnings. They're reacting to economic data. So we want to go ahead and take a look at that. After we do that, we see what news has come out. We've seen how the traders are reacting to that. We now want to look at our current positions and kind of adjust our stops and make sure that we're not going to get blindsided by any of the news that's against us. Or more importantly, we want to let the ones that are for us, the news that came out that's for us, and change our stops for that. Finally, you want to look at your watch list of new stocks. And, so if you have 10 bullish stocks, 10 bearish stocks, and the sentiment right now is to go bearish, then you can put your bullish stocks to the side and pay attention to your alerts for those bear stocks. So I just want to again thank everybody for participating in our 30-day challenge with Untitled Traders. Again, this is just part one of our videos on developing your routines. We just covered the pre-market routine. We'll cover the rest of the routines in an additional video. There's the link, 30-day challenge at UntitledTrader.com. Thanks, guys, and I will see you next time.